she said at dinner. This is the longest I've gone without cheating. Everyone laughed. Except me. I just quietly split the bill and left. Later that day, her mom texted me. What did you do? She's losing it. At dinner, she just blurted it out. This is the longest I've ever gone without cheating. The whole table burst out laughing, everyone except me. I just quietly calculated my share of the bill, laid the cash down, and got up to leave. Later that evening, I got a text from her mom. What did you do? She's falling apart. And hey folks, quick side note, if you're enjoying these stories, thank you. Over 14% of you are already subscribed, and I seriously appreciate it. If you're new here, hit that button. We're pushing for 10,000 and every bit helps. Anyway, back to the story. I'm Jake, 29, and right now I'm sitting in my car, parked outside a little diner, still stunned and trying to wrap my head around what just happened about 20 minutes ago. I'd gone out for dinner with my girlfriend Tessa, she's 26, and a few of her old college friends. 5 of us in total, me, Tessa, her roommate Maya, and 2 other girls I'd met maybe once or twice before. Tessa and I had been together for 8 months. I genuinely thought things were solid between us. She was funny, sharp, good-looking. Her friends seemed cool enough. It felt like a regular Friday night hangout. The conversation was typical: stories from work, plans for the weekend, gossip about people I didn't really know. I was mostly sitting back, working through my burger, letting them catch up and chat. Then Maya brought up some drama about a coworker who'd been caught cheating on her boyfriend. I just don't get chronic cheaters, she said. If you want to hook up with other people, just stay single. The others agreed. It was your standard conversation about trust and relationships. But then Tessa chimed in with a laugh and dropped a bomb. Well, this is the longest I've gone without cheating, so I guess that makes me reformed, right? The table went completely silent for a few seconds. Then, some of them started laughing nervously, but I caught Maya's face. She wasn't laughing at all. She looked genuinely uncomfortable. Tessa, that's not really something to joke about, Maya said under her breath. Oh, come on, it's funny, Tessa shot back. At least I'm self-aware. How long has it been? One of the other girls asked, smiling awkwardly. 8 months, Tessa answered proudly, still grinning. A personal record. There was more of that uneasy laughter, but Maya looked like she'd had enough. Someone at the table said. Jake looks confused. And suddenly everyone's attention was on me. Tessa was still smiling, but I saw the flicker of panic behind it. I mean, you knew I've had some issues with commitment, right, babe? No, I didn't. We've never had a single conversation about her cheating or anything close to that. Issues with commitment? I repeated. You never said anything about that. I told you I wasn't perfect in past relationships, she said quickly. Yeah, she'd said her exes were jerks, and that things didn't work out. Nothing about her being unfaithful. You told me your exes were assholes, I reminded her. Not that you cheated on them. I didn't want to get into all the messy stuff, she muttered. The mood at the table went from awkward to completely tense. Maya was staring down at her food. No one really knew what to say. Tessa tried to brush it off. It's not a huge deal. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah, but mistakes aren't the same as patterns, Maya said quietly, not looking up. Tessa gave her a sharp look, then turned back to me. So now this is a problem? Yeah. Now it was. 8 months into dating, I find out my girlfriend's a serial cheater, and she treats staying loyal for those 8 months like she deserves a trophy. The group quickly shifted topics, probably trying to ease the tension. Tessa went right back to her salad like nothing had just happened. I sat there, chewing the last bites of my meal in silence, just watching her carry on. Laughing, smiling with her friends, as if she hadn't just dropped a bomb on me. When the check came, I did something I'd never done before. I pulled out cash, figured out exactly what I owed, placed it neatly on the table, and stood up. Where are you going? Tessa asked. Home. We were supposed to see that movie after dinner. You guys enjoy it. And that was it. I didn't yell. Didn't cause a scene. Didn't say another word. I walked out, got in my car, and drove straight home. Just sat on the couch for a while, trying to process everything. Turns out the woman I'd been dating for nearly a year is a serial cheater who thinks not cheating for 8 months is worth joking about. And all her friends? They already knew. They laughed. They looked at me like I was the one out of the loop. So either she forgot to mention this part of her past, or she hid it on purpose. Around 9 p.m., my phone buzzed. It was a text from Tessa. "Jake, what was that? You embarrassed me in front of my friends." I embarrassed her. By finding out she's a cheater and not finding it funny. I didn't respond. An hour later. "Are you seriously mad about a joke?" "It's not that serious." A joke. Her whole pattern of cheating on people she's supposed to care about. That's just a punchline to her. Still didn't reply. By 11 p.m. another message. "Jake, call me. We need to talk." No, we really didn't. Next morning, first update. I woke up to 6 missed calls and at least a dozen texts from Tessa. All saying the same thing in different ways. I overreacted. It was just a joke. I'm being too dramatic. Then, 7 a.m., a text from her mom. "Jake, what did you do?" "Tessa called me crying, saying you just left her at dinner." Left her. Like I abandoned her for no reason. Clearly, her mom had no idea what Tessa had confessed at dinner. I didn't reply to that either. I went about my day, hit the gym, grabbed some coffee, did normal Saturday stuff, while trying to think it through clearly. The facts were simple. My girlfriend has a track record of cheating. Her friends know all about it. She's proud of making it 8 months without stepping out on me. And she thinks that's funny. She never once told me about this part of her past. Around noon, I spotted her through the window. She was standing down at the front entrance of my building. "Jake, please," she called. "I need to talk to you." "No, we really didn't." "You're being ridiculous," she said loud enough for me to hear. "I was just being honest about my past." "Honest?" I said, staring at her. "You kept your history of cheating under wraps for 8 months." "I didn't hide it," she replied. "I just didn't think it was important." "Wait, your entire pattern of cheating on the people you were dating, that's not relevant to our relationship?" It hit me then, she actually believed that. She truly thought her past betrayals didn't matter here. And somehow, that honesty made it even worse. "Tessa, I'm done." She blinked. "Done with what?" "With this. With us. With the relationship." "You're seriously ending things over stuff I did before we got together?" "No," I said. "I'm ending it because you're a serial cheater who kept that from me the entire time we were together." "I didn't keep it from you," she argued. "I just never brought it up." "That's the same damn thing. Jake, everyone's got a past. Not everyone's past includes cheating on every person who ever trusted them. You're being judgmental." And maybe I was. Judging someone for repeatedly hurting people who cared about them. Call me crazy, but I thought that was common sense. "No, I'm being smart," I said. "So what now? You think I'm just going to toss away 8 months because of this? You've already thrown away every relationship you had before me," I said. "What makes you think this one would have been any different?" She didn't have a reply to that. "Tessa, go home. We're done." "Jake, don't do this." "No," I cut her off. "You did this. You did it the second you sat at a table full of people and bragged that not cheating on me was your longest streak yet." That finally shut her up. She turned and left, and for the first time in a while, my place felt quiet. Peaceful. I spent the rest of Saturday just breathing again. Sunday morning, her mom texted me again. "Jake, Tessa is heartbroken. She said you broke up with her because of her past." This time, I decided to reply. "Mrs. Green, your daughter sat in front of her friends and said that 8 months with me is the longest she's ever stayed faithful in a relationship. She never told me she had a history of cheating. Not once. We're not compatible. 5 minutes later, she called me. Jake, sweetheart, I had no idea about Tessa's past. She never told you? No, she always just said her relationships didn't work out. Well, now you know why. She wasn't honest. But she cares about you. She cares about having a boyfriend. Not about being honest with one. There's a difference. People can change. Sure. But the first step in changing is admitting what you've done is wrong. And she hasn't done that. There was a long silence on the other end of the line. What do you mean? I mean, she treated her history of cheating like it was a fun fact. She wasn't sorry. She was defensive, even smug about it. I sighed. Look, Mrs. Green, I'm sure Tessa has her good qualities. But I don't stay in relationships where betrayal is considered a personality quirk. I need more than that. I understand, she said quietly. It's just disappointing to hear. I'm sorry she's upset. But this really is for the best. Update number 2, 1 week later. The last 7 days have been a non-stop parade of Tessa trying to convince me that I overreacted. Monday, she had flowers sent to my office. The card said, "Sorry for the misunderstanding." Misunderstanding? Like I misheard her saying she'd never stayed faithful this long before? Tuesday, she roped Maya into it. Maya texted me. Jake, Tessa is really sorry. She didn't mean to hurt you. I wrote back. Maya, has Tessa cheated on her past boyfriends? After a pause, she replied. Well, yeah, but... Then she meant exactly what she said. Wednesday, Tessa tried a different tactic. She just happened to show up at the coffee shop where I always get lunch. Jake, hey, she said, pretending to be surprised. Can we talk? There's really nothing left to say, Tessa. I miss you. You'll get over it. That's harsh. Not as harsh as finding out your girlfriend thinks not cheating is something to be proud of. I never said I was proud. You literally bragged about it. I was just trying to be open about my commitment issues. She said it like it was some kind of medical diagnosis. Commitment issues. Like that excused everything. Tessa, you made a decision about who you want to be. Now I'm making mine about who I want to be with. So that's it. You're just cutting me off? No, you cut yourself off when you decided cheating was fine as long as you were upfront about it later. Thursday, I got a call from her mom again. Jake, Tessa says she's thinking about getting into counseling. She really wants to work on herself. Well, that's great for her. She's serious about changing. Mrs. Green, she's only serious about it now because I broke up with her. Not because she thought anything was actually wrong before. Sometimes people need consequences to see their patterns. That's fair of you. Friday, she gave it one last shot. She called me using a number I didn't recognize. Jake, she said when I picked up. I know you're angry, but I love you. No, I told her. You love having a boyfriend. There's a difference. That's not true. If it was love, you'd have been honest with me. You wouldn't have let me find out from your friends. I was scared you'd leave. So you decided to leave out the truth and hope I never figured it out? I didn't lie. You left out something that matters. That's still deception. Everyone hides things in relationships. Not this kind of thing. Jake, please. One more chance? Why would I give you that? Because I'm different with you. You said you'd never made it past 8 months without cheating. That means you've never actually been faithful long-term. Ever. So what happens at month 9? Or year 2? You have no idea because you've never been there. She didn't say anything. Silence. Tessa, you've never had a healthy, loyal relationship. You don't even know if you can do it. I want to try. Then try with someone else. Final update, 1 month later. It's been a month since the dinner implosion, and this'll be the last update. After that final call, Tessa stopped reaching out. I heard through mutual friends that she's telling people I was too uptight and couldn't handle her being honest about her past. Her version is that I dumped her over a dumb joke. Left out the part where she hid years of cheating and acted like staying loyal for 8 months was a damn achievement. Some folks took her side. Mostly people who believe everyone deserves endless forgiveness, no matter how many times they screw up. I'm fine with losing those people. The ones who mattered? They understood why I walked. My best friend Luke said it best. Dude, she told you she's never been faithful for more than 8 months. What were you supposed to do? Give her a high five? Exactly. Later, Maya reached out. She wanted to apologize for how that night went. Jake, I'm sorry for Friday. I should have said something when Tessa started bragging. Not your fault, I told her. She cheated on her high school boyfriend, like, a lot. College, too. Slept with his best friend. Her last guy found out she was sneaking around with a coworker. Her friends all knew this. Some of us did, she admitted. I always thought it was messed up. But any time someone called her out, she'd blow up. Why didn't you say anything that night? I've tried before. She never really owned up to it. Any time someone brought up her past, Tessa would just say people were being judgmental, then change the subject. That explained a lot. It wasn't that she was proud of cheating, it's that she was defensive. But still, not once did she actually take responsibility for what she'd done. A couple of weeks ago, her mom called me one last time. Jake, I owe you an apology, she said. I had a deeper talk with Tessa about her past and I truly didn't know she'd hurt so many people. It's not on you, Mrs. Green, I told her. I raised her to value loyalty, to keep her word. I honestly don't know how this became a pattern for her. Some people just struggle with commitment, I said gently. But she should have told me the truth from the start. Yes, she agreed. She absolutely should have. She's looking into therapy now, she added. She says she wants to figure out why she keeps making the same mistakes. That's a good move for her, I said. And I meant it. I hope she gets the help she needs. Then she said something I didn't expect. For what it's worth, Jake, I think you handled this with more grace than my daughter deserved. That stuck with me. I appreciated it more than I can say. As for me, life's been calm, peaceful. The past month has been nothing short of refreshing. No more late-night anxiety. No more wondering who she's texting. No more second-guessing when she stayed out late or added another random guy to her friend group. I'm no longer worried I'll turn into a story her friends giggle about over cocktails. And I've started seeing someone new, actually. Met her at a bookstore of all places. When the topic of past relationships came up, she didn't dodge it. She was honest, told me about the ways she'd messed up before, but not in a way that made it sound like a punchline. She took accountability. What a concept, right? This whole thing with Tessa taught me a lesson I'll never forget. Red flags aren't decorations. When someone tells you who they are, don't try to repaint them into who you hope they'll be. Just believe them the first time. Tessa told me flat out she wasn't great with monogamy. Her friends backed that up. Her history confirmed it. But I still convinced myself she'd be different with me. That I would be the exception. That's on me. Now I realize sometimes the most powerful thing you can do isn't getting revenge. It's walking away before someone turns you into their next casualty. Tessa wanted to see if she could stretch her cheating record past 8 months. Well, she'll have to test that out with someone else. She treated faithfulness like it was some kind of personal milestone, like hitting a new gym PR. But to me, loyalty isn't an achievement. It's the bare minimum. Different people. Different values. Different results. Thanks for sticking with me, Reddit. Let this be your reminder. When someone shows you their true colors, trust your gut the first time.